Yes, welcome back to Talking Turf for a special. As always, you've got 60 seconds. Go and grab a cuppa, get a drink, do what you've got to do, get comfortable. Santi's not too far away. You've got 60 seconds, as always. Cheers. Yes, and I'm smiling because I can see my guest in the background there, and he's giving it 6 now to our dancing. Listen, today's guest is somebody I'm genuinely proud to have on Talking Turf. Honestly, it's Paul Kezza Kerry. He's a Cramlington lad through and through, born and raised in East Hartford, a bit of a rascal, I might say, growing up, but always known for his humour, courage, and that infectious smile that he's got. You'll see what I mean in a minute. It's helped him carry him through life and some of really tough moments. Paul served in the army, was a seriously talented boxer, and has lived a life full of extremes, from flying high to hitting absolutely rock bottom, as most of us do at some point. He's faced devastating loss, including the tragic murder of his nephew Owen on Christmas Eve, and yet somehow he's found the strength to keep moving forward and just keep battling on. Now he's working on the oil rigs. He's married to Sarah, a father, and surrounded by a strong circle of friends. Paul's story is one of resilience, honesty, and real-life grit. This isn't a fairy tale, folks. It's a real story from a real bloke. And I can't wait for you to hear it.
That I learned, every fall, every loss was a bridge that I burned. Now I'm stronger, now I'm wiser, got the fire in my soul. Every step, every breath, getting closer to my goal. Haters gonna hate, but I keep my head high. Eyes on the prize, reaching for the sky. No pain, no gain, it's the anthem of the streets. With the heart of a lion, we will never face defeat. No pain, no gain, we rise above the flames. Through the fire, through the rain, we embrace the change. No pain, no gain, we conquer every chain. With the struggle comes the strength, we will never be the same. No pain.
Body shots, Kezza!
The Talking Turf podcast show with Millie Barnes, and this week, Paul Kezza Kerry. Yes, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Paul Kezza Kerry. Kezza!
How are you, brother?
How are we doing, Paul?
Good. That was a good little funny introduction, that.
You like that?
Yeah, that made us chuckle.
I mean, it's spot on, to be fair, mate. It's I tried to get it horizontal, but I couldn't. But anyway, look, the nitty gritty's there, and if anybody wants to see the full length proper videos, they've just got to type your name into YouTube, haven't they? Because you're all over that place, mate.
Yeah.
So, Kezza, first and foremost, mate, thank you very much for coming on. Because honestly, since I started doing these, you're one person that's always been in the back of my mind who I wanted to get on. But for many reasons, mate, but mainly because I like you. I like what you're about. I haven't known you all my life, because I'm going to be totally honest. I got to know you through a mutual friend, Colin Miller, many moons ago. And from the moment I saw you, like I said in my intro, it's that smile, and everybody can see that smile. That is what I get you. We have a lot of shit in life, 100%. So we'll come to that, right? But with these podcasts, mate, I like to start off early, right in the early days. So
Yeah.
I'll ask you a few questions and just let it roll off your tongue, mate. So the early years, you grew up in Cramlington, East Hartford. What was it like for a young Paul Kerry, and how did those early years shape the man that you became?
Well, it's Raj, because it's like when you're a kid, you're growing up, like, but it was different back then to what it is now, though, Melly. Do you know what I mean? It's like a lot different, which is very sad in like lots of different ways. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But we used to knock around with the older lads. We used to go swimming down at the rivers at Humford Woods and the dam. We'd gone like down building like big massive bonfires and stuff like that. We'll go out penny for the guy, and obviously with us being the youngest, we were the guys in the wheelbarrow and stuff like that. And some people grabbed the holder and tried to drag it, because we used to go like a week before bonfire night and all that. Are you taking the piss? It's not bonfire night. That the grabber and stuff like that. Manhandle would throw her in the gaunt and stuff. All right, little shits, and you know that was just like that was the norm back then. You get a wallop, and then you tell your mother, I'm just getting a wallop, but she'd already had the phone call to say, oh, your Paul's been at law, so you were cheeky to him. You get another crack across the face and stuff. Do you know what I mean? You get two wallopings.
It was that's what it was like. You know what it is, mate? It, like society's totally changing now, isn't it? You kind of do that, and you can see in society now it's totally different. But it didn't stay harm, did it? No,
but I had like what a football team as well. Carol Brown, who passed away a couple of years ago, bless her. She was one of the coaches in Les, and I was probably the shit. What's that?
What team was that for?
Harford, whatever they called it afterwards. I don't know. It was just Harford football team, I reckon. But I was the shittest player on the football team, Melly. I could run for fun, but I had two left feet. And my pal Philly Hayden grabbing that, they used to take the piss. Paul. So they'd be over here. I'd go to kick the ball that way, and the ball would go that way. Do you know what I mean? I was proper shit. I was proper terrible. But I used to get together every Sunday, and that would do the football at the top of the football field at Harford, where the pavilion and that was. And that was like, and then we had the youth club on as well. And Arthur Krantz and all that. And little Teresa. And that was Teresa. What the hell was the other one called? Mrs. Fisher and that. Do you know what I mean? Used to give you 10 minutes to get in, but you get it with 30 pence when it was back then. 10 minutes to get in, 10 minutes for the arcade, and 10 minutes to get some kits. You know what I mean? Like that's what was the norm back then. But it was good crack, mate. It was good crack with all the lads growing up and that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Aye. You know what it is? Like you were talking there, and you were kind of like mirroring my childhood as well. It was exactly the same. The youth club and that. You know, that was how we grew up. You know what I mean? It was mint.
Yeah.
It was the best days of your life. It was. It really was. So Paul, the rascal years, so to speak, right? So we'll move on from the football and stuff. And you've described yourself as a bit of a rascal growing up. What sort of kid and teenager were you really? Like, obviously, and like you struggle a little bit with ADHD, which you say is getting a bit worse now as you're getting older. And do you want that a bit, pal? Do you want to just like?
Yeah, I was always one of those ones that was like never sitting still, always busy. Like I had ants in my pants and that. You know what I mean? I had a newspaper around when I was about 12. I had a job on a Saturday where I went up to Cromie Village Barbers for Peter making Tony and that, and I'll go up and sweep her, make cups of coffee, 25 quid a day. And if you're watching, boys, that was slave labour back then, you bastards. 25 quid, 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever. I would get there till about 5 o'clock. Pure pennies back then. But I don't even think Northburn was built then, so I'd be walking across the fields to get to work in the morning. That, do you know what I mean? It was nuts. But it's like when you're doing stuff and that, you know what I mean? Like if I'm like my mind like doing like reading stuff, I used to struggle like reading for like a couple of pages because I would have to read it 2 or 3 times in order for it to register. And it's a bit shit at times because at times when I look back, I think I wish I'd have stuck in at school, but I didn't realise how bad I was then with things. And obviously like on the night times and stuff, I struggled sleeping till like late at night. and like my mind like takes over, and like obviously I can have conversations that then I change like 2 or 3 conversations between one. But I'm trying my hardest not to do that with you because I'm really trying to focus on one thing here. You know what I mean? Like really. And even though my mind's taking over when you're asking questions, it's like thinking, like, what can I say? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's hard. It's really fucking friggin' hard.
No, you just do whatever you need to do. Honestly,
Yeah.
we're not speaking, mate. You know, we'll try and keep to this, but I totally. So how have you dealt with that though? You know, like was that why you were naughty or what?
Just I think just like when I was out and about, not keeping busy, I was okay. But then obviously when you're bored, it's you're sitting ticking, tick, 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 tick. Do you know what I mean? And just like you start just getting agitated and stuff like that. But I think now, like, just if I keep my mind busy, like doing a little bit of training if I can, because I've got a like really bad shoulder at the moment as well. So like, it's one of them. It's if I'm keeping busy and busy working and stuff, but when I've got time and I'm like got time on my hands, it's like I sit and take and that. And I don't like that. You know what I mean? I like being busy and being active. If I'm sitting doing nothing and that, it's like it's not good for us. Do you know what I mean?
So have you been diagnosed then? Did you get out for it?
Yeah, it's like it's loads of traits that I've got. You know that people have like said in the past, like, yeah, you've got ADHD, Paul. Like, I'm like, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Do you know what I mean? That people like, you're an angry little man, Paul. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm not. But I'm fucking am. But I tried not to. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like tick, 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 tick. But it's like it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? I just like I've got to try to keep busy and keep my mind busy, which keeps me at like a nice level. And when I'm not, it's like, you know what I mean? I have like loads of rash thoughts and all that, and I think of things and I don't like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. So you know, as a young kid, what kind of like? So you're in your teenage years now. What kind of things did you get up to? What were you doing?
Well, we used to buy what packets of tabs and all that, like 62 pence and that for the lab butters back then. We used to get on half as like 30 pence. We used to go to Jimmy's, the shop with a note. We used to fake a note and say, oh yeah, my mum wants some tabs, and I get some tabs. So you get 10 tabs. We'd all be sitting puffing away at that as kids. Do you know what I mean? And we'd have the ice around. That's a picture of me grandma. That's me dad. And I don't know who that one is. But I think that's my dad there, which obviously looks like Owen and like me. Do you know what I mean? And one and Callum.
Aye.
That's Grandma Wilhelmina. But my Auntie Flo will be able to tell you who that is because I think when I showed me Auntie Flo gives that picture a couple of years back, she says, oh, that's such and such, but I forgot who it was anyway. But that's a picture of my dad with a flag like that. As a kid, like, looks so similar.
Aye. I pinched it up what was he? I pinched it up your Facebook.
No, people did think it was me.
That's what they would put on you, wouldn't it? They would put toilet roll hole, that's on you, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I saw like it was good. As a kid, we used to go like out on the bikes for bike rides all over at Christmas times and all that. We used to go on bike rides like over to Bedlington to Humford Woods. We used to do loads of stuff as kids. And it's like that's why I think a lot of the mobile phones, even though I'm bloody using one to chat to you, it's a bit shit on how so many kids now are on them all the time and like not going out doing like good adventurous stuff and that, like building fires, going fishing. It's like, do you know what I mean? If you ask some kids if they have to survive in a forest, like, oh, can you build a fire? How do I do that? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's so annoying.
I know.
But that was us as kids.
I'll tell you what's mad. A few years ago, I sent my daughter to the bus stop. I'll just say this quickly. And she rang her. She's only got an accent and she rang her. We were way out. And she says, how will the bus know that I need to get on it? Yes. I says, he's down at the bus stop, are you? She went, aye. I says, put your hand out. Like,
that's right.
You know what I mean? It is. It's mental.
That's mental.
Oh, but it's like you see, it's kids nowadays and our mobile phones. They've took all that away. It's took all of it away. The pal of mine locks his phone in a box at 5 o'clock, and you've got to basically smash it if you want to do it after 5 o'clock. Like, so 5 o'clock comes, the gun's in the box, you put it in, it does not open until the next morning. You know, like
I do that one out.
Yeah.
You only get your mobile phones out when you're out for a picture and that with the lads. Like, what's the point in being out sitting up at your phone and all that? You know what I mean? When you're in a group, it's like, no, I don't like that shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know these pop-up breweries, they don't allow it, you know. Do you know that? You know the little micro pubs?
No, I don't, but I'm pleased because that's actually good crack.
You got in the micro pub, you're not looking on your phone. You go and you have a beer and you talk to the lads. It's as simple as that. Or the lasses.
Yeah, that's it.
It's good. And that's why I'm so popular, mate. It's more than like the older people that seem to get in. Like there's not a lot of young ones going, you know, so keeps that away. Humour and personality, right? You've always been known as a funny, outgoing lad with an infectious smile. Do you think humour was a defence mechanism for you, or is that just who you are, Kezza?
I don't know, mate. I think I might have lost my sense of humour the older I'm getting, to be fair.
Aye.
I hope not. Sometimes I do go through stages, and that when I think about this stinking government and what they're doing to this country. Kia stole my corn and that, you dirty little wretches. I had to get that out of my system, sorry. So I try not to go off because when I do, like, I go off on one and I like...
Mate, I'll join you. I said to you, we'll keep that.
No, let's not talk about it because if I start, I'll not stop. I'll not stop, honestly. Like, we're not, I can't. So I've got to try my hardest not to talk about and think about it because when I do, it like triggers us and I just kick off, and then I like don't know when to stop. So we'll try hard not to talk about it, please. So please, let's not talk about it.
You did have a good sense of humour because, I mean, look, I'm going to just flick through a few pictures here and I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, you've got that smile. In fact, I tell you what, well, I added some new photos. That's what I did, man. Couple of boxing photos here from your early years.
Yeah, that's when I picked up my Union Jack shorts. They were my shorts I bought. I had them specially made. I sold them to Eric as well.
Eric who? Phil.
Eric bought them off us. That was done by a guy called Eric Murphy. So he took the picture and no tattoos apart from me Toon Magpie on my arm on the other side back then.
So you know, like, touch on that quickly. Would you have the tattoos now, or would you prefer to look like that?
No, I wouldn't. I'd have a plain palette. I wouldn't want any tattoos on me whatsoever now. Like, it's a little bit annoying because my son spoke about getting one and I said, no, Callum, you are not getting a tattoo. Like, let me make that clear because you'll end up regretting it. So many people now get tattoos, like, regret it. But I do regret getting that, you know what I mean? It's one of them, but you can't turn back time, unfortunately, because we do a lot of stuff. If it would turn back time, do you know what I mean? The world would constantly be going backwards, so people could be like going back to where they wanted to be if bad things happen and that, which we all think of when we have the loss of somebody and that. I wish I could turn back time and say this and say that. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of people need to start seeing things instead of saying, oh, I wish I had said that when people are gone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I put a couple of boxing pictures up there, mate. So boxing, we'll get on to that now. You were a very good boxer. I
was all right, mate. I was not special. I was all right, but I was not special.
How did boxing come into your life? What did it teach you? And like about discipline, confidence, and control.
Well, the reason that I got into boxing is because when I was in the army, I was actually bullied by this big Scottish prick at PDI called Jobby Brown. He was an ex-para PDI, and he hated the Geordies, mate, and he absolutely hated me. And one of my pals, Neil Cole, was there as well. I went to open the door to walk through, and he grabbed us by the windpipe and smashed us into the wall. Don't you fucking walk through the door before me, you keep that door. I was like, who are you talking to? But I was raging normally, absolutely foaming, and I was still, fuck. And I was so angry because he was such a piece of shit. That was a young black girl that joined. And obviously when you say nig, it means new in ground. And he called her a nig and she was like crying and that. And I said, why did you just say that? Who the fuck? And he made us do 20 laps of the hangar that we're in. And my pal, Aaron Barry, my pal from Newbig and all that, they were on the same area as me and that. And honestly, like, he was an absolute wanker. He was a low-life piece of shit, Scottish prick. And obviously, I never got in trouble. Like, I didn't really like fighting and things like that. And I thought, you know what, it's like, I want to smash his face in. And I was just doing some circuits at the gym by myself because we had a swimming pool in the area where we were in Oxford and Abingdon. And one of this little Scottish guys, Jordy, do you want to do some boxing, son? I went, no, mate. But obviously, I was taller than Joe. Joe was like up to there with me. Little Scottish guy was like a little pit bull. And I was like watching him playing away on the bag. I said, "Come on, mate, give it a try." So I was having a little play away on the boxing bag, snap with him, and then he says, "Actually, not bad." He says, "When did you last hit a bag?" I says, "Mate, this is the first time I punched a bag in my life." Do you know what I mean? I think I was 18 years old or something. Do you know what I mean? And then I was on guard one night, and that Jobbie Brown had done something. Oh, I know what it was. One of the lads, Lee Kid from Hartlepool, got into trouble in Oxford, and some homeless guy tried to hit him with a bottle and punch him in the face. But obviously, young Dixie was a proper little tough fucker from Hartlepool, right? So anyway, if you're ever watching this, Dixie, get in touch because I've not spoken in about 10 years or something. Do you know what I mean? Lost contact with him about 10 years ago. So he'd chinned the guy, and they thought it was me. And that fucking Jobbie Brown, mate, come into my room with a skeleton key, and it was about 6 o'clock in the morning, dragged us out of my bed, like by my throat and all that. And like, I didn't like, know when you wake up and like, whoa, and this little fucking prick from Durham was standing there like laughing, thinking it was funny. I'll never forget it. And I was on guard the next day, and I was saying, you know what, if I see that Jobbie, I'm going to fucking put a bullet straight through him. I was raging. Because I didn't get no apology or nothing, you know, because they'd found out that it was Lee Kidd, because Lee Kidd had slept in some of the kids' room covered in blood, and he lost his key and all that. And they thought it was me, that I'd been in trouble. Actually, it was my 19th birthday, funny enough. And so I got raggled all hour on my 19th birthday. It's 5 or 6 in the morning. And anyway, when I'd said that I was going to put a bullet through him, mate, I got took off guard. And I knew I was in a world of shit for saying it, so I went AWOL. Then my pal, Martin Gray from Roland's Guild, came with us. So we went AWOL, but I left a note on my bed. Jobbie Brown, it's your fault, you're a big fat Scottish bloody prick. And the sergeant had rang me mums and that, and I spoke to him, and I was like, yeah, Sarge, none of yous have done anything to like back me up. You're all scared to say anything. Yeah, like, I'm really sorry about that, Jody. I says, yeah, man, you're a bunch of cowards. And one of the lieutenants rang us and says, like, is it private? Stay at home for a couple of days, stay at your mum's, and come back, and we'll see you on Monday. But anyway, I didn't go to Colchester or nothing, but I just, I was on like a month's ROPs. So every hour after 6 o'clock till 12 o'clock, I had to change into different uniforms and that, the bastards. So I was like out every hour, like change of uniforms and stuff like that. But it wasn't long after that, mate. I ended up like coming out the army and that. But I rang that Jobbie Brown about 6 years ago to tell him that I hadn't forgot about him, just to let him know that, like, do you know what I mean? Someone got his telephone number, yeah. Just don't forget things, and I just let him know that. But I didn't. I said, yeah, you did. I said, you used to bully me and everybody else. I said, never ever catch you. I said, I'm going to smash your face. Like, I even offered for it to go to my squadron to meet up with him. And I said, I'll fight in the ring. And he ended up slamming the phone down. And a couple of my mates were like, yeah, Paul, didn't ring back because you've been a world of shit. So I didn't anyway. But just like, made too much bully, like a lot of bully. I hate bullies. And that's what he was. He was a pure big bully. And it still pisses me off, mate. 26 years later, and it still angers me so much that he got away with what he got away with. The little coward, you know what I mean?
I mean, there is like the element of you've got to be trained to be different to civvies, but then there's our step in the line as well, isn't that? You know, like
that was me, ADHD, kicking up there. So back to the boxing thing, right? So that little Joe, so back to Joe. So Joe was like, Joe really couldn't use the boxing, so I was a little bit to train that with him.
Where was Joe from? India?
Where was what?
Joe from India?
No, he wasn't from India. He was from Scotland. Hey, Jordy, how's that? Man, how's that? Friggin' India. That's
go on. Oh,
yeah, so anyway, I started doing some training, and then when I came out the army, I went back to my mum's, and then I started boxing for Blythe. So I had a mountain bike at the time. So so I started using my mountain bike. Then I started running, get myself fit. And I was doing some swimming like with Mickey Welsh and all that. And there was a few of the old school guys like Tatty, Graham Kelso, young Les Welsh. Leo, or Leon he was called, from Delville. Fizz, I think that's John Summers' brother, his older brother or something there. I'm sure it was Fizz or something like that. His brother, tough as fuck, mate. And I used to do some like a load of training with them. But that's when it was like proper old school and that, you know what I mean? And it was, mate, like unbelievable. Like proper, like there was near phones and that back then. Do you know what I mean? It was like when you were there, you were at a train, you were steaming, coming off and that. Then I had my first fight in high pitch in 2000. And and that was it, mate. Like, but you know what I've done as well? Came remember when the Blythe Market used to be on?
Aye.
I bought them. I bought these like aero type bars, and I had them on top of my wardrobe, you know, for months. But I didn't touch any chocolate, no nothing like that. So when I was fighting, I think I was 66 kilo. My first kid was a kid from Carlisle, and I think I stopped them in the second round or something. And on my fight, the shorts of that tight, it looked like I had a big nappy on because I had my groin guard. It was too big. So look, I was wearing a big friggin' nappy in the video. That, you know what I mean? Came up the old video cassettes, the VCRs. I still got it somewhere, but it would be good if I could get them put on the bloody CDs or something, or some like little memory stick thing. So but that's when everyone used to be on their tabs and that back then, smoking in the pubs and that, and you were like bending down out the smoke line, so you could like not get out of breath and like do your fight and that. But that's when it was mint. It was like £5 for a ticket and that back then. Do you know what I mean? It was class. And I think I probably sold it with 180 tickets or 200 tickets for that, the amateur fight. It was unreal, like unbelievable class back then. Young Davy Johnson, like that with the pads for the little Scotsman. He nearly put me eye out warming us up one day, the little shit. Do you know what I mean? It even says I can move for a fat lad called that Kezza. I'm like, aye. And it looked like I was crying. I was like, I'm not crying. I said, you've scratched me eye, you bastard. But he's a good coach as well, Davey. Like,
let's have a couple of your fights here.
Body shots, Kezza!
Who's that, Kezza?
That was John Spencer from Manchester. That was my last fight. Actually, John Muldoon put on a show. And he's like, Kezza, do you want to air fight in the show? And I can't say, I can't be arsed, mate. I've been out for ages. It's funny because my pal Timmy, I tell him, he's like, yeah, Kezza, I bet you £100 you lose because you've been on a train for ages. I went, well, you mug. Of course I'll win. I went, I don't train for losing. I like obviously train up Mark Lazelle's gym. But Mark Lazelle's like training was like proper, like Mickey, you know, like, yo, Mickey! Like proper little Mickey. That's what it was like in his gym. So I was training there for that fight. And literally after the fight, I looked at Timmy standing in the ring with £100. He took it into me shorts, as you can see it on the video. And my Uncle Peter was there, again, shaking the ring, and the doorman grabbed him and I was going, Uncle Peter, behave yourself, you old twat. Do you know what I mean? The Uncle Peter was shaking the ropes and that when I knocked him down the first time at Cracker Jack. And it was rammed to the rafters. That show was brilliant. Like, and actually, I got a nice couple of pictures. Me and Wayne Rig and all that after the fight, where there's loads of line doing and all that in the back. And that was great. What a great night that was. The Bedlington, but I fought for Grant Brotherton on a couple of his shows. Me and Tony had a couple of fights. And
actually,
my pal Tony Robinson.
This one, is it?
No, that's the Bedlington one.
10 seconds, one, get on these guys!
Them 10 seconds, are they like, is that long or is it what? Short?
Not really. Just when I'm in there, I enjoy myself. It's actually been 10 years, you know, in March or May since my last fight, so I think it's time to put the groups back on and get everybody together. I've been thinking
watching this, and you're not. I'm telling you now, you're not.
I've been I've been thinking about it for a few weeks, mate. Like it's in my head, but obviously I've been taking peptide and that for my shoulder. Do you know what I mean? Because my shoulder's like really sore, so I've been taking the peptide as well for a little short while now, just to try to like heal it and get the tears and repairs done. Do you know what I mean?
Because I listen, we're halfway through, mate. What I'm going to do is quickly put this last video on of your fight, and then we'll move on when we'll come back. But what happens is, we've got some people, local businesses who sponsor the show monthly.
Yeah.
So we'll run the advert for them after I've showed this, straight after this, and then we'll come back and we'll do the second half of the show. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going. That's Tony, isn't it?
Can I tell you the screen?
Eh?
Yeah, that's me, Tony.
Good night, Vienna there. Was that Grant?
We had two bouts on Grant's show, and it's funny because when I went to get see Grant, I says, "Where are you?" He goes, "Oh, I'm busy." I says, "Well, come here." I says, "I'll see you, new Grant." So I met him in the Focus car park or the BQ, whatever it's called, into Ashton, and I'm standing there in me boxers, and everybody's like looking at Grant's going, "It's all easy, pal. He's fighting next week." I started in boxers in the middle of a car park with the scales. Honestly, man, people are like, "What the hell are they doing there?" It was funny as out. Like,
I remember
a good
doing
crack.
that, you know, I'm sure it was a called Inferno, and I remember driving past one
Yeah.
night, and there was lads outside with the flames and that, and it was the first night. He was probably one of the first ones to do all that, like.
Yeah, do you know what it is? A lovely, lovely kid, Grant. He's living the life in Dubai now. Get up, Grant, lad.
Good friend of mine, Grant, mate. He's living his best life there. Right, we're gonna hit the adverts. 2 minutes, 42 seconds. We'll be back. Grab a cup or whatever you need to do. Cheers.
Yeah.
If you'd like to advertise with us like these following businesses have done, then get in touch with Melly or Gary. It's only $5 a show, and we're hitting on average, I would say, between 10 and 20,000 people per month. Support us, and we'll help support you. Melly's Carpets and Bed, 63 Station Road in Ashington. Free measures are available daily. You can call 01670 632216 or find us on Facebook. Melly's Carpets and Beds. Laying our reputation, one recommendation at a time. BA Commercials and Northeast Metals Limited, where you can get almost any used car part. The best prices is paid here for scrap vehicles and metals. They have containers to rent short and long term from just £30 per week, as well as plant hire and also commercial buildings for rent. Call during working hours on 07825 405 772. GB Glazing and Joinery Limited, based in Ashington, Northumberland, but covering the whole of the Northeast. CERTAS approved, who specialise in windows, doors, warm roofs, kitchen, conversions, and conservatories. Call Gary during working hours on 07825 160 777. A1 Fire Stopping and Drilling Services, who specialize in installation and maintenance of passive fire protection, fire stopping, and thermal installation systems. You can email your query to Martin. That's at martin.gallen@a1firestop.co.uk, or call during working hours on 07751 429 045. A1 Fire Stopping Services. Ashington Properties, whose company mission is to create high-quality homes for the local community and Northumberland, and whose company values are transparency, trust, and loyalty. You can email them at ashingtonproperties@gmail.com or call during working hours on 07985 203 094. And last but not least, most cuts. You can call Lewis on 07519 07787. You can find him on Facebook, and you can also book through the Booksy app. You'll find them down in Newbiggin on Front Street, straight opposite Chisholm Bookmakers. Always look fresh when you get cut off mud. Yes, we're back. And as always, thanks very much to all our sponsors. It really is appreciated. If you need anything from there, mention my name. I'm sure they'll look after you. Kezza, you know Dobie or not?
Who?
Chris Dobie.
Is that the Dorse player?
Aye.
I don't think I've met
you said that.
I don't think I've met him, you know.
Honestly,
sounds on
we're going to do snippets, right? I'm going to do snippets of this and put this out on the run-up to this coming out, and that is going to be one of them. Chris Dobie. Is that the darts player? I love it.
No, because it's a kid.
He's playing.
Is there a kid who plays golf as well from our neck of the woods, Ashton or something? Or Bedlington?
You see, you've got me new because I haven't that.
No, because we've got a darts player, and we've got I'm sure we've got a golfer now. I'm sure.
I'm not sure, mate.
Someone else sure tell her anyway, but because I was on about that a while back to Mickey Coulson because he was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go and watch. I'm gonna play a darts hoe. I'm gonna watch him play a darts hoe."
Mad Mick,
yeah.
I'd go. He's getting BTR 2-1 anyway. Right, we'll crack on. The army. Let me just touch on the army again quickly. So you joined the army. It's a huge step for anybody. What age were you when you joined that, and what pushed you in that direction? How did
I didn't want to be
change you?
I need to sneeze. Oh, so I didn't want to be smoking weed and like drinking and stuff like that. But I got run over when I was on the 11th of August 1996. We're pushing a car, and what happened was somebody had stole me trainers and left their trainers on the beach. So when we went back, someone had left my trainers, the bastards, and I was going, "Oh, my mother's going to kill us." Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to get battered off me mother because someone's chored me trainers. And they're like, "Oh, be all right." So when we're pushing the car, we broke down. And I got kidnapped as well that day when we're up near Sea Houses because we dropped off Amanda, my friend Amanda Dunsmuir. So it was me. That was like too many of them in the car as well. We dropped that off to our mum and dad's at the caravan park, right? So I'm walking around in the caravan park with old bastard shoes on because someone had chored them. So on the way back, we broke down, and it was outside this house somewhere, like this little bungalow and I had a big, bright, beautiful like apples on the tree and that, right? And we were starving. No one had any money, so I had to flag down this couple. So they took us to the petrol station, right, which was like miles out the way. I was like, "Listen, are you trying to kidnap me? We're not going to bloody kidnap you." So anyway, I had to go by myself with a petrol can to get some pepper, right? So these people, I was going, "Yeah, are you not going to kidnap me?" Because I'm only, I was only 15 at the time or something like that. Only little Paul, and then gugging all that sitting waiting at the car and Graham and Philly Hayton and Sol, right? So what happened was they'd end up finding a petrol station eventually, and then end up taking us back. And I thought, yeah, if they try to kidnap me, I want to douse them with the petrol and that, yeah. But they had to put a couple of £1 in the tank for us, because we had nobody to tell, right? And then the gunman wrote on the white part of the middle of the road, he wrote the registration number down, and he put, "Paul Kerry has been kidnapped on the 11th of August by this car with the registration." So obviously, if they didn't come back, they would have told the police that was the car reg that had kidnapped us, is that right? So anyway, I eventually come back after about 2 hours. So we put the petrol in the car, we had a bump start the car, and then we kept on breaking down. So we went down to the beach next to Almouth or wherever it was. And I went there and the trainers, my trainers had been stolen from the sand dunes, and they left the old pair of trainers, the pricks with all laces in and that. I was like, "God, my man's going to batter me." So when we're breaking down on this bend, so I was pushing the car, and this first motorbike, honestly, Melly, on my kids' lives, I'll never forget it. And he put his foot, put the throttle back, put his foot down, and he went past when I was like, fucking, as I turned, the second motorbike I come in the corner, flipped the bike on the side, flipped up, and hit, like, and I remember Graham Brown pushed Stephen Milligan into the bushes, and I just turned, and you know when they see a light flashes before you, mate, all of me family coming in like a little tennis ball size in my head, it was mental, and I remember feeling the jerk, and I got somersaulted in the air, and so did Philip, and the boot of Gung's car was crushed into the back seat, but obviously he had the petrol can the thing was coming out of the back window on that, man. It was like, so the police had thought the bike had hit the car that hard. The petrol tank had come out the back of that. It was mental. It was proper weird as out. So anyway, so there's a pair of trainers in the middle of the road with us further down. So the trainers, like, I got knocked clean out of the trainers. So the trainers were in the middle of the road like this, right? And there's us in the motorbike in the car and all that further down the freaking road. But the nurse uncovered was from America, and she was doing a course. She was staying up near Alec, and she was a key witness as well to the accident. There's my bro Jürgen. And mate, it was funny as out. And what had happened was, my ankle was snapped and the bone had come out. Philip had 2 broken feet and had his head cut open. He landed on his head. And then we're all in the hospital and that. And I looked up and like half of East Hartford was there because everybody used to be at the Lord Clyde or the club. So everybody had like jumped in taxis and all that. And then like the whole of East Hartford was there, like at the bottom of our beds and all that. And I remember the doctor or the nurse, whatever it was, snapped my ankle back into place. And he went, "It's going to hurt." And my sister-in-law, Rachel Kerry, started crying. When I was screaming to snap my ankle back into place and that. And we nearly got kicked out of the hospital as well. Because we're pissed part about in the wheelchairs and that made Philip and the proper bollock to it. And then we kept on playing on these like little ramps, going down and around into these areas in the hospital. And then the doctors come out kicking off and tell my mums and that if we didn't behave, we're getting kicked out of the hospital. And I rang the Alan Robson as well to tell him about the accident on the Night Owls.
Jesus.
01914 888 It's Alan Robson getting those phones for the Night Owls.
You got some grief, didn't you, at times? People off that not ringing them and like giving them grief. It was brilliant, that like.
So obviously I was on crutches for quite a while. And then what happened was I thought, you know what? I'm going to join the army. So I started doing pull-ups and that on the climbing frame in the parks. It was red hot. And my mother's going, "What are you doing, you silly blonde little twat?" I went, "Mother, I'm going to join the army." "Oh, you friggin' simple. You're on bloody crutches." I was like, "Nah, but I'm going to join the army with us." So I just continued me pull-ups. "You're not bloody right in the heady, laddie." And because the park was right outside the mine. So Philly was in his wheelchair and I just started doing random pull-ups on the climbing frame of that. Like, just like, and then that's what I done, mate. I went there. Well, I went and joined the army, and that was it. But I think it made us realise how important things was in life. Do you know, join the army, like just having good communication skills, and I know, like, mine aren't the greatest at times. You know what I mean? But so, and I just think like a lot of team bonding. That's why I think it's important to be with your pals and like talk to one another and stuff. Do you know what I mean, Melly? It's like we used to ring each other.
Do you think it should be mandatory now for kids to do military when they leave school?
No, mate, because I wouldn't want any kids to be fighting for this country at the state of this country. Please don't make me.
More so for like discipline and getting them ready for real life, because I think our schools is teaching them new is bollocks. Like, they don't get teach life skills, whereas the army is like
like the cadets.
6 months intense basic training, boom, out into the real world. You don't think that would do everybody good?
Is there any army cadets anymore? Like, are they non-existent? Like, I don't know.
There is. In fact, David Knox, he owns Asset Watch. He's I'm sure he's got something to do with army cadets local. So there is quite a bit still gone, but it's just not as popular as it used to be.
I just think it would be so important, Melly, for so many kids to go and see what's really out there instead of sitting in their rooms and that all the time. And I think that's why a lot of kids are like in a bad way and suffering inside, and there's a lot of suicide now. Because I just, like, me, remember, did you say if I was coming to bloody see you years ago, ring. Melly's not answering his phone. I'll try again. Melly's not answering. Melly, why are you not answering your phone? You be a dull, mate. Like, people chat now through like messages and that. It's not good for the mental health, mate. It's really not good. And like, a lot of people need to be out and about. Like, before I come away offshore the other day, I got a few of the lads together, and you know what it is, mate? It was so nice. Just everyone having a couple of lager shandies, couple of pops and all that. And it was just nice to get people together. And I'm always believing that like getting people together is a good thing, because it's like, it's very important. And I think there's like a lot of times, like, you know, we've all had a few tragedies in my life of like losing people with like suicide and that, and it fucks me up, to be like blunt. Sorry for swearing, but it like really f's me up. I need to sneeze again.
I see you offshore. But it looks like you're in the Hilton.
I'm offshore, mate. Near Hilton, yeah, brother. So like I just feel that like a lot of things got to do with social media as well, though, Melly, with all the situations with like people like keeping up with the Kardashians and stuff. Like there's so much fakeness, mate. It's sad because what about your pal who suffered but not saying nothing? If he was a good pal, you'd know. Do you know what I mean? But sometimes you don't always know. But it's because you're not there. And like the way that it used to be, mate, because everybody used to be like that. Like you knock on your next door neighbours and all that. Like your next door neighbour would crack your arse as a kid if you were cheating your mother and stuff. Do you know what I mean? The woman next door to me, mother Pat, she used to wallop me across the arse of the belt when I was cheating at me mother and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Get the slip. I'm sorry. Straight across your leg or your arse. Do you know what I mean? Like that was the one back then.
I don't know why they took discipline away. Like, you know, since they took it away, you've got loads of cases, like proper bad cases, like Baby P and everything, you know, like there's loads of shit went on. Like, I'm saying that, but obviously there wasn't social media then, so you wouldn't have knew about it, but it did you knee harm in the back of your mind, like how far you could go. I knew how far I could go. You know, like, you know, you did push the boundaries and you knew you were going to get a clip in that, but you knew not to do certain things. Whereas nowadays, like, youngins, when they've got grief and that, they're putting cars through people's like front windows and stuff like that, and they're just
look what they're doing in shops, man. They're going stealing like freaking £2,000 handbags, going in, ripping mobile phones off and that. And I've always said, if I caught any little mugs doing all that, you know, like being derogative towards like any other English or British person, mate, these people from over like the countries to come from, I'd fucking smash their faces in, mate. Like I wouldn't hold back. I'm here to protect my people, mate. My English and my British fellow patriots. Like, I'm not going to allow some scumbag to come over and injure or try to even harm any women or children, like, in where I am. Like, it's not going to happen. Anyway, sidetrack again. Like,
yes, highs and lows. You've experienced flying high,
yeah,
but also rock bottom. Looking back, what were the moments where you felt most lost, and who or what helped you pull Paul Kerry, back?
Just me mates and like me friends and that around us, like being there for us when I've like been at a low point, like just like that. I'll be honest, mate. When I lost my dad, like I was in the army a couple of weeks later, and I used to sit and cry with a photograph, mate. Every night I would sit and cry in the toilets by myself. Then I would hold it in when someone come in for a wee or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And then I'm like, and I'd be crying because I didn't have time to grieve properly and that. Do you know what I mean? And I've nobody to talk to. And then obviously when I lost my nephew, it was like worse than losing my dad, you know what I mean? So it was so bloody hard, like it was so hard. Then obviously just to, like think of what my brother Keith and Rachel went through, man. Absolutely horrific. But it's like it's so common now, Melly. It's so sad. It's like people are carrying weapons with them all the time and thinking they're clever, and it just it destroys people's lives. Like they couldn't believe these people who carry knives. Like it's so horrible.
We'll touch on that actually, mate, because I was coming into that and I didn't know how I was going to come into it. But like loss and grief, like losing a nephew on in it was tragic circumstances. Let's be honest, on Christmas Eve, is something that any family should ever have to endure. How did that loss affect you, and how did you find a way to keep going, mate? I'll show Owen if that's all right. This is actually this episode's gone out on Christmas Eve as a tribute to your Owen in it. Here he is. Bless him. And I remember that night because I remember you sitting on your step, Kezza, playing Lost Boy, and it's a song that's now in our family library. We never understood the words until you played the song, and then we listened to them and we're like, love it. Like my daughter Katie, it's one of our most favorite songs, you know. Sorry, Mara.
No, it's alright, bro. It's fucking soul destroying, mate.
It is.
Just
and you know, There's no explanation, neither is there really.
No.
Nah.
It's just fucking, it's so sad, mate. But like, so many families are going through the same pain now, mate. It's hard. Just even sometimes when I talk about it, it helps us, do you know what I mean? But sometimes I build it up, and you know, when you've got, I was saying, you've got time on your hands and that, you sit and think of things, and I'm thinking like what I would do if I seen him, like what I would do to him, like if I seen him in the street, mate, I would pull his throat. I would honestly, the thoughts that I have for what I would do to that bastard, mate. Like really, really bad thoughts I have for what I would do to him, you know. And it's not, it's not good.
Normal.
It's not like,
it's normal. It's not like, you know, like for somebody to do that, like it hasn't just ruined your life, your sister's life, your family's life. Like it affects everybody. One silly, stupid mistake, 10 seconds, like affects a lot of people and can ruin a lot of lives. Like it's absolutely mental. It's absolutely ridiculous. And for what? And for what? Nobody's looking at him and thinking that he's a madman or a crazy man or the hardest man in the world. They're looking at him and thinking he's an absolute fucking mug for doing it. Like, nobody respects you for doing shit like that. So what? I can't understand why they're doing it. And more so, like you're saying now, they're doing it more and more now. They're carrying them all over. Like, we live in Northumberland. It's very rare that it happens, but in London, it's every day.
Every day, man. It's disgusting. It's absolutely vile.
Like, what happened to these? What happened to these? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. So many kids, mate, just need a check. As I say, keep busy, stop knocking on the streets. I fucking kind of preach to anybody and tell anybody, like, I'm knocking on these gangs and that. People are probably going to look and think, yeah, fuck's it's all about, I'll carry a knife. But no bother, that's up to you. But just think of what you'll do to the family afterwards, you little piece of shit. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's sad. Anyway, we'll just change the subject a bit, Mary, please.
We've gone from your mental strength, mate, right? From boxing to the army to losses, you've developed a real resilience. How do you deal with them compared to like earlier on in your life to now? In fact, I tell you what we'll talk about, Kezza. Going back to that bit before, obviously it hasn't all been roses. Like, so when I said when you felt most lost and who or what helps, has somebody helped you lately to get you back onto your feet? Have you fell off the track lately, or has everything been all right?
I had no work for months, mate, because this is what happens with the offshore.
Yeah.
Like, I had no work for months, mate, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Do you know what I mean? So I borrowed, like, a couple of my pals, like, yeah, Paulie has a few grand, just gives it back when you've got it. So when I got back to work, like, I paid them straight off and that, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, that's what, like, friends do. They help each other out. They're there for each other, do you know what I mean? Like, and I would hope and pray, like, to any of my pals watching, if you ever felt in a, like, low dark place, I would hope and pray that you would message us or ring us and say, Kezza, you got, like, half an hour, do you want to come and see us and that, do you know what I mean? I'll sure pick you up and bloody make you smile and have a laugh, do you know what I mean? It guts us, like, how people are at low points and, like, stay quiet. Like, I'm very open and that, mate, do you know what I mean? Like, I say things how it is. But sometimes I say the wrong things, but that's not my fault, you know what I mean? It's just, I mean, like, dickhead ADHD brain kicks in and I say things that I don't mean to say, and, you know, it's, like, a bit frustrating, and I'm like, why did he say that? And I'm like, oh, yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? It's just, it's one of them, but sometimes I need to control it a bit better. Do you know what I mean? So...
It's transparent. What you see is what you get. You haven't got any hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Listen, what we'll do is we'll chuck this video on, because I come across this video when I was looking through your Facebook, right? And it is a couple of minutes long, but I find it really funny. You might not, but I do. And I want people to see it and see what they think. This is Kezza going to do a bungee jump.
Oh.
On your arms. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Bungee, not bungee, mate. Push off for your legs. Like up with your arms.
3, 2, 1. You jump, right? That's what your team's doing.
Shit, the
Right,
wind's
right?
picking up, Sarah.
Honestly, crying laughing at this. Oh, yeah, the public time.
Yes, you know where the wind is. It's not
Can't really hear it because of the wind, but you're saying, wow, mate, it's getting a bit windy, isn't it? It's normal. The kids are really rocking.
Do it, don't hesitate. But
Well,
if you
don't
have a second,
hesitate, just get up and do it.
just get up. Stand up.
Don't hesitate, just get up and be on board.
I will a second. I'm just going to stand up. Yeah,
Yeah, we got it.
you're going to freak yourself out. Just stand up. Do
Just
not
stand up
give
and do
yourself
your
any
best.
option.
Come on.
Get up. Come on.
Bucket list,
Stand up,
do it,
stand up,
son.
stand up. Hand on the other side. Hand on the other side.
Hand on the other side. Come on, the lasses can do it.
Oh, well, the last can do it. Right, here we go.
Nobody else.
Come on,
Okay,
come on,
look at the
Kezza.
Rugby World Cup sign. Lean back on me.
Wait.
Lean back on me. Look at the real Rugby World Cup sign. What bungee you
How
want
many
to jump
times
out?
Do
have
it
you
for the
watched
kids,
Here
Paul.
we go, mate. 3.
For the
Yeah,
kids.
this side. Here we go. I'll tell you when to count on. I'll tell you when. No, don't. Listen to me, mate.
I'll say you, Bernie.
Before I think, I'll say yourself up. This is what exactly how I do. What if someone just comes and smacks you in the face now? Yeah? You've got to get on with it.
See, listen,
You
what
can't
is
set
that?
yourself
Just,
up
I'll
for
tell you
it.
when to come, right?
Look at the sign. Here we go.
Right, this
3.
time. Wait.
And on 3, you're just going to pull on them arms and push them straight out. And look at the sign. Here we go. We're going to go.
Ready?
3. Now you're going to go
3.
forwards. Look at the sign. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Bungee. So you pull on them arms.
It's not a
Pull on
win.
them arms. Push on the legs and let it go. Look at the sign. Here we go. As soon as I say bungee, you pull on them arms, push on the legs and throw your arms out in front of you, yeah? Here we go. Straight up. Lean back. 3, 2, 1. Bungee. You fella, you can be able to do it. You can go. You know, pull on them arms, push on the legs. Here we go. So lean back away. Here we go. 3. Just walk, get on with it. Just straight
Well,
out.
I'm gonna
No
do
more
it.
questions. That's it. Look at the sign. Here we go.
Girls,
3,
man, have
2,
it.
1.
Go,
Bungee.
go.
Pull.
Whoa.
Here, fella. Let's sit down.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Sit down. You want to do a bungee? Hold it in. I can help you. All I'll do. I'll hold them back, so I'm supporting you. Okay, you put one hand on there, and then the other hand you pass to me, you put on there. Remember, I'm supporting you. I'll hold you like that. That way, you eliminate that trying to let go. Is that alright?
Put your best out for you on the other
Okay, here
side,
we go,
man.
mate.
Come
Here we
on.
go for you.
Do it
Come
for
back
the
to that. Knees in the corner. Right, so. Okay, you stop. Worry about me. One hand with extra.
Ready?
Alright, I've got you. One there.
He's got you, man. He's got you.
Give me your hand. No, give me your hand.
Give him the other hand. He's got you.
Right, right there.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
He's off, he's gone. Hey, Kezza, honestly, mate.
Mate, he
Now
pushed
I
us,
like
you know.
it so much.
He actually pushed us. That was disgusting. He didn't count to 1. He went straight through us, and I was, oh. Yeah, it was like,
You're flying down. You actually think you're going to hit the grunt, didn't you? Then the bungee
Mate.
brings you up.
but people on the other side of the quayside,
Honestly, mate, and I shit my pants. So when I watched that, I knew exactly what was going on in your head, your dry
People
move. People doing their thinking this is come back.
Oh, yeah.
down here.
were on the other side of the quayside, man. Come on, mate. Come on. I'm like, oh, please stop. But it was a horrible experience, mate. Really horrible.
Oh, hey. Excellent. Yeah, life now, right? You're working on the oil rigs, obviously, as we've seen, mate. You're married to Sarah with children and a big circle of friends. What does success look like to you at this stage of your life?
Health is wealth. That's what I say, mate.
Yeah.
That was 9 years ago. 9 years ago, on the 11th or the 12th of November or something it was. War Bobby.
Sir Bobby there. Aye. Do you know what? I'll tell you a quick story about Bobby, and then we'll crack back on with that. But I was doing a carpet job the other week, the other month, and it was up Durham way, and I went in to get a sandwich for the lads, and the lad says, "Oh," someone would think, he goes, "Oh, we've got somebody famous here." I says, "Aye," and he says, "Go up the graveyard and go in there, and you'll see." So it was Sir Bobby's grave. I tell me, because he's a Toon fan, and honestly, mate, I'm not lying. It was just a normal grave.
Yeah.
Aye, it was literally just a normal grave. I was like, wow, you know, like from for who he was, I didn't expect.
Just a normal piece.
I've actually got a photo. Look, can you see that?
I can only see your baldy head, Melly. It's
Can
stuck,
you?
it's froze. I can't even see the screen.
Eh?
I think it's the delay with the Wi-Fi on here. You're sitting like that in the position like that, so I can't even. You're stuck on the picture there.
What about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Now, yeah. Now I see it. What about?
Just a normal
Yeah.
grave in loving memory of Sir Bobby Robson.
Yeah, that's lovely. That.
Aye. So you're married to Sarah, mate. You measure success as health as well. How
Health
else?
as well, mate, and like no fake bullshit. And that basically just like keep things normal. Do you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. My keep freezing.
Yeah. So I'm having
Am
to go like that and listen to see what you're saying.
Hello.
I can hear you, but it's just
Can
you're
you?
frozen on the screen, but I can hear you, yeah.
Oh.
Aye, so just like having a good circle of friends, Melly.
Yeah.
Staying in touch with each other through the WhatsApp groups, posting daft videos, going out for food with your lads. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's the best thing to do. You've got to keep going out with your pals and keeping like the social life normal. But you've always got to try to make time for yourself as well. Like have a bit of you time, like going down to the beach, just like sit and think of things. Do you know what I mean? I always think it's important to have like a couple hours by yourself. When you're like when you've got things on your mind, or like take the dog out, just like sit and think of things. You know what I mean? Like you're reminiscing and stuff like that. It's always good to do things like that. I'll say.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Listen, the signal is starting to get bad, so we'll wrap it up. But just quickly, legacy and advice, mate, if you can hear us. If a young lad from Cramlington, maybe a bit of a rascal like you were, is listening right now, what advice would you give him about life mistakes and second chances?
There's always light at the end of the tunnel. Not everything's got dark places to go. So just remember, every day is a new day. You may do something wrong one day, but then if your actions are bad and it's worth going back to apologize or doing something to like try to make up for what you've done, then I would suggest that you go and do that and just live life the best you can. And just like, if you want to succeed, just make sure you work. And if you've got a family, provide for your family. And just make sure you stay in touch with your friends all the time and things like that. You know what I mean? Just like be a nice person. It's nice to be nice. And always try and help somebody as well. Don't always look down at people. Do you know what I mean? Like if you become very successful, never forget your roots and where you come from. Always be humble, because there's always somebody around the corner. Do you know what I mean? That may not be as successful as you, and may not have much. So you just sit and talking to somebody who's homeless or whatever like that, asking if they want a sandwich. Do you know what I mean? It's always nice to be nice.
100%, mate. Meant that. Excellent end to the show, mate. I say end, but I've still got a photo here which I forgot to put on, which I must put on because it's a mutual friend. And as I was going through them, I seen them and I thought, how was he not him?
Oh, War Gary. Big
He's telling me he's your boss. Oh, is that right? Was he your boss?
Was he Shitely boss? I was his boss. I've known Gary since 2000 and bloody 2 or something, or 2003. But I seen his son in the gym. His son was in the gym last year or the year before. And he's like, oh, hello, Paul. I looked, I thought, shit, that's Riggy's laddie. I couldn't believe it. He was all grown up and all that. And I was just like, bloody hell. But, mate, it's mad. It's absolute mad. We were working for Northern Electric. Yeah, Northern Electric at the time.
Is that what
you
you
know,
were
it was fun. That's when I worked for them. But I had my little white Orion or Escort, whatever it was at the time. And I was picking everybody up and driving everybody about. But Gary's got his name tattooed on the inside of his lip, and he's got a lady girl tattooed on his willy. or his nipple or something. But he's got something down below. And when I didn't believe in his shoulders, I was like, oh, Gary, I can't believe you've done that. He's nuts. I love it, mate.
He is, honestly. He's one of me. You know, you can count your mates on your left hand, your real ones. And he's one of them. I could ring him at any time, and I know that he would be there. He's a good lad. Excellent.
Yeah. He knows that I'm harder than him though, because he always says, "Kez, I'm harder than he." I'd say honestly, mate, you're not. I'll tell you a funny story actually before we go, buddy, right? So I had a flat in East Cramlington, right? And Riggy had come up and he made this he had this bloody a drain pipe, and he put some little saw on the end, right? So what he done was he ran some a turnip or whatever it was down, mate. And honestly, he put some hairspray in. Mate, it was like a bomb went off. Loads of the armed response came to my house snacking our guns because of him, because he was an absolute fool. So, boom! But the turnip thing, mate, went across about half a mile into the farmer's field. And I was watching the guy, what the hell has just happened? Then everybody come out thinking someone you just come with a rocket launcher and blew up me pathway in Alston Avenue. And mate, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to go on. Because then it's something that knocked the first one. And he had 2. So he got a spare out and call me. Oh! Yeah, it was crazy. It was proper mental. Proper nuts. But honestly, the armed response come to my house and all that because of him thinking that I'd done something, but I hadn't. So, mate, it was like this whole weird contraption. And I thought you'd never come to me with them again. But it was, mate, that was bloody hell, that was nearly 20 years ago or something, or maybe more. Do you know what I mean? Mad that.
Oh, he did some mad stuff.
Nah, he was friggin' nuts, Gary.
He's in a squash tournament the day I sent him the picture as I was doing it, and he can't. Oh,
he's been away.
He's squashed. He's right into his squash. Knew him and his young'un.
He's lost some weight and he's training hard. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen him last year and he was looking good because he actually said straight away, "Look at this, Kezza. I've lost some weight. Can you tell?" I went, where am I looking, Gary? Yeah. You know what it is? I went, nah, I'm just joking. I can see you've lost some weight. He was busy doing a delivery in Cramlington. It was funny as hell when I seen him. I was like, Riggy. He's like, hello, buddy lad.
It seems like you've actually got a massive men's circle of mates. You're never far away from a smile.
Yeah.
Nah. Perfect.
Well, I hope
an hour and 10 then the signal keeps every now and then just jerking. I don't know if your company's knocking your Wi-Fi off or.
No, it's just a tight skate mate. So, well, I hope everybody's enjoyed the chat. If they're watching, if they didn't, they didn't. I'm not bothered. But at the end of the day, just a little bit of Kezza's life.
Excellent, mate. Honestly, just straight down the line. What you see, what you get, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know. Thank you very much, Kezza. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Much love to you, Melly, bro.
Take care, pal.
Right, ta-ra, brother.
See you later. Ta-ra.